Hello ma'am, good morning. For today's video, I will identify the 5 Filipino scientists and their contributions. Number 1 is Gregorio Y. Zara. On March 8, 1902, Gregorio Y. Zara, a well-known Filipino scientist with 30 devices and equipment patented to his name, was born in Lipa City, Batangas. Zara, a renowned engineer and physicist, invented the first video phone in 1955, patented as a photo phone signal separator network. He got his Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering in Massachusetts in 1926 and his master degree in Aeronautical Engineering from the University of Michigan in 1927. He graduated with a doctorate of physics from Sorbonne University, Paris, France in 1930. On September 30, 1954, Zara's alcohol-fueled airplane engine was successfully tested and flown at an airstrip in Manila. He discovered the physical law of electrical kinetic resistance called the Zara effect around 1930. Zara likewise improved the methods of producing solar energy, including creating new designs for a solar water heater, solar sorber, a sun stove, and a solar battery in 1960s. He is also credited as the inventor of a propeller cutting machine, 1952, and a designer of a microscope with a collapsible stage and helped design the robot Marex X10. Zara, who became an instructor of aeronautics and held government positions, wrote numerous papers and textbooks in science and physics, with some even written in French. Hence, he was conferred the National Scientist Award in 1978 by President Ferdinand A. Marcos. President Carlos Garcia on July 19, 1959 honored him at the celebration of National Science and Technology Week for his work in aeronautics. He died on October 15, 1978 at the age of 76. The Philippine government accorded him as a state funeral at the libingan ng mga bayani. Next is Alfredo C. Santos. On August 15, 1900s, Alfredo C. Santos, a pharmacist who discovered a medicine for high blood pressure, was born in Santo Tomas, Pampanga. Dr. Santos, who devoted his career on the study of the chemistry of natural products and the properties of Philippine medicinal plants, served for 55 years in various capacities at the University of the Philippines, UP, until he retired in 1965 as Dean of the College of Pharmacy. After his stint at the UP, Dr. Santos continued to do research at the University of Santo Tomas Research Center and the National Institute of Science and Technology, NIST. He was conferred the National Scientist Award in 1978 in the field of physical chemistry for discovering pahintering and effective medicine for high blood pressure. Dr. Santos also received the President Magsaysay Distinguished Service Star in 1954, the Outstanding Pharmacist Researcher of the Philippine Pharmaceutical Association Award in 1953, and the Philippine Association for the Advancement of Science Outstanding Scientist in Award in 1973. He died on April 11, 1990. Next is Dr. Juan Salcedo. Dr. Salcedo was an instructor of psychology of the University of the Philippines from 1929 to 1936, after which he became a captain in the Medical Corps of the Philippine Army until 1939. He was a professor of biochemistry at UP and was doing a fellowship and study in nutrition and biochemistry in the US when World War II broke out. After the war, he became a researcher in health and social welfare, Health and Welfare Office, and the director of the Public Welfare before he joined the US Public Health Service and consultant in nutrition and director of field operations in 1947. He was director of the Institute of Nutrition since 1948 before he was appointed Secretary of Health with his appointment. The Institute of Nutrition was transferred to the DOH and major rice enrichment program was initiated. BCG vaccine production was increased to meet local demands for mass BCG campaign. BCG was also exported to neighboring countries. During his term, the Philippine-American Public Health Project was submitted, which resulted in the construction of 81 demonstration rural health units in 1953. There were also various WHO-assisted disease control projects and UNICEF-assisted MCH project and fellowships during his term. In 1952, he became the first Filipino elected as the president at the WHO World Health Assembly, 5th WHA. Next is Fidel Mundo. Birthday November 27, 1911, Sagittarius, born in Intramuros. Villanueva del Mundo was a pediatrician, author, and humanitarian from the Philippines. She is recognized and celebrated for her pioneering work in the field of pediatrics. From founding the first pediatric hospital in the Philippines to serving the poor through her medical practice. Del Mundo's contributions are endless. After earning her medical degree from Manila, she went to the United States to earn her master's degree. After training at various reputed institutions, she returned to her country to serve the International Red Cross. She contributed to the field of medicine by researching on dengue, a prevalent malaise during at that time. She went on to become teacher and wrote a foundational textbook on pediatrics. Her most noble contribution is the Children's Medical Hospital, which she built. The hospital served many in need and continues to do so today. She continued her medical practice well until her death in 2011. Her contributions have been recognized internationally, and she has been the recipient of several awards, including the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Public Service. She was also awarded the National Scientist of the Philippines in 1980 and became the first woman to be bestowed the honor. Her contributions continue to benefit millions today. Next is Eduardo Quisumbing. Eduardo Quisumbing was a Filipino botanist. Eduardo Quisumbing, 1895-1986, is known as the father of the study of orchids in the Philippines. He wrote the first publication on medical plants in the Philippines. He was honored National Scientist in 1980. Known botanist and taxonomist Dr. Quisumbing, born on November 24, 1895 in Santa Cruz, Laguna. He completed his Bachelor of Science of Agriculture at the University of the Philippines 1918, Master of Science Agriculture at the University of Chicago 1912, and PhD in Botany 1923. From the same school, he achieved magna cum laude. Doctor was able to write compilation of most 136 articles about different flowers of the Philippines, of which half of them are about orchids. In his meticulous research from 1918 to 1970, he was able to add 4 genera, 46 species, and 18 varieties, which is why he is called the father of Philippine orchidology. He also became director of the National Museum, where he oversaw the renovation and restoration of the herbarium after it was destroyed during American-Japanese War. Yun lang po ang aking video. Marami pong salamat.